An RTX 40 series laptop for only 600 bucks, there has to be a catch, right?
There most certainly is, and we're going to open up and talk about this deal that actually looks good on paper, but there is a big caveat after a word from today's sponsor. Attention PC builders, do you want to save money on your Windows activation? Well, today's video sponsor, GVG Mall, has you covered, an awesome online marketplace with game keys and also Windows licenses.
It's awesome how easy it is to activate Windows. You literally just buy a key on GVG Mall using code TB20 to get a really good discount, and from there, you literally copy and paste the key into Windows, and boom, you now have an activated version of Windows.
You can get Windows 10, Windows 11, and a bunch of other different keys at GVG Mall, and be sure to use code TB20 on checkout to save money on a Windows 10, Windows 11, or any other key from GVG Mall. Big thanks again to GVG Mall for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get into it, shall we?
So we got the HP Victus R5 4050 laptop.
Yeah, this was from Walmart during their back to school sales, which again, full disclosure, sometimes these videos release a little bit late and the pricing might have changed, but for the specs, we have an RTX 4050, a Ryzen 5 8645HS, 8 gigabytes of DDR5 memory, single channel, we'll come back to that here in just a second, and a 512 gigabyte SSD, and it's currently on walmart.com for $599, but check the link down below for up-to-date pricing. We're gonna talk about that RAM here in a second, because as you can see, we've already opened this up to get some initial testing done, and we had some problems with the RAM.
Yeah, so normally we tell people like, you want dual channel, and nowadays it's really nice to have 16 gigs. It says neither. It comes with 8 gigs and it's single channel of DDR5, and you would think you'd still be able to get away, with, it has a 4050, right? And a brand new Ryzen CPU should be able to play anything out of the box. Well, almost every game runs pretty bad on this laptop right now.
Yeah, any game we did launch, we got some to work. We'll show you on screen here. The finals, we got around 50 to 60 FPS, but some hard dips and down into the 40s. We ran Cyberpunk, got a pretty decent average, and we ran our 3D Mark scoring, got a pretty decent score. But when we try to launch Warzone, it just won't launch. And you can see the RAM usage is spiking up to 100% just loading into Warzone. In some of these laptops, we've seen where you don't really see 100% usage. You see about 60 to 70% with 8 gigs, but this one in particular goes up to 100%, and we've removed as much bloatware as we possibly can. We'll dive into the laptop and talk about the specs and everything and show you what's still left, but the RAM situation is a mess.
Yeah, that's definitely not a great start, but go over the ports. On the left side of the laptop, we have our power barrel jack, we have a USB 3.0 with power, we have a combo headphone jack, and an SD card reader that's full size for those content creators out there. On the right side of the laptop, we have a USB Type-C, a full-size Ethernet, another USB 3, and then an HDMI full-size, and then no ports on the back.
Still, the reason we're making this video is at $599, it's still a really good price for a 4050 laptop and a new 8000 series Ryzen CPU, and upgrading the RAM is really easy in these Victus laptops, so we're still not saying this is a bad buy. At $599, if you're willing to upgrade the RAM, probably worth it, or you must be willing to do a full Windows reinstall and potentially save yourself a couple gigs of, background usage tasks that this thing is definitely taking up with whatever's already pre-installed on this thing.
On top of that, 200 watt power supply, so this thing has some power to it. It's just that RAM is really holding it back right now.
Yeah, we'll load on in here, but it does come with a 1080p 144 hertz display, which is nice to see. Again, high refresh rate on a budget laptop, really, really cool. The backlit keyboard, you got all the stuff you'd want for a really awesome budget gaming laptop. Again, it's just the RAM situation. We'll show you once we load into Windows. I try to remove as much as I can, but we have some updates going. Wait, never mind. It was updates, but never mind. I did try to remove as much as we can, but let's go into Task Manager real quick. All right, so let's go ahead and go over the main specs now that we complained about the RAM, because the RAM is a major problem. Ryzen 5 8645HS with 760M mobile graphics. 8 gigs of RAM. We have the 512 gig SSD, the SN740, which is a Gen 4. We've seen these a lot in laptops recently. We have the RTX 4050, which is a 6 gig card, so you do get a little extra VRAM, and then there's the iGPU. And right now, just booting into Windows, we're at 72% memory usage. It looks like, we're at 5.8, 5.7. We have not done anything yet. The only thing that's open right now is Battle.net. Let's go into the RAM usage category. Steam is probably starting to download stuff or update stuff right now because Steam is using a bunch. We got Steam, we have NVIDIA stuff, we just have a bunch of random stuff in the background that is like pegging this memory all the way up to, as you can see, we're almost to 7 gigs of memory almost used. We're at 6.1 right now. There's really not much you can do. I'll show you the programs list because we did remove the main stuff like McAfee and everything. But right now, if you scroll down, we got some sound management stuff, Future Mark, look at this HP stuff. HP. There's so much HP bloatware that You could remove some of this manually, but in all honesty, Outlook and New. Shout out Outlook and New. The gaming hub. There's so many things on here that's really just screwing this over that we're just going to show you guys those benchmarks that we talked about, the 8 gigs, and we're going to show you how to upgrade right away before we do our benchmarks. So we're going to do this live. It's really simple to upgrade an HP Victus. You got screws all the way around here that you do have to take out, and then pry up the laptop. Use a pH0 so you do not strip out these screws.
I like how there's none underneath like a security seal. A lot of laptops do that where they'll have a hidden screw.
Yeah, we did a thing with HP a while ago where they were really focused on saying that their laptops are good for repairability and upgradability. And I like to see that on laptops to where you're not like unscrewing these and again, warranty voided or anything like that. It makes it easy to upgrade and get the most performance out of here. I wish it came with 16 gigs to begin with, but again, it's $599. Now it is 50-50 whether or not this will just come off really easily. Sometimes you got to find a certain spot to get it started. You might need a little pry tool to make it safe.
Plastic tools up in here.
Yeah, we need a little plastic tools. You can, again, but sometimes you will break it if you are not too careful. You can pry around the edges to get it off normally, but if we have our little plastic toolkit here, not a sponsor, Fantic, but that works great.
So sometimes these things just pop right off. Sometimes they do this.
Need a bit of love.
Yeah, this is something for this laptop particularly. I would suggest getting some of these plastic tools.
We'll leave all the links down below, obviously. The links will help us out, but those are always a good tool to have, especially if you are going to be upgrading laptops on the regular, or just any repair stuff. It's always cool to have stuff like this. Boom! God. Yay, we're in. Okay.
Plastic Clip City.
Let's look at upgrade options here. Obviously, we have our main SSD. Let's see, do we have a 2.5-inch slot option? Doesn't look like this. This might be RAM. This is probably RAM. So storage-wise, you are kind of limited. You will have to swap the entire drive, it looks like. So that is a little bit of a downside of this laptop. You only have the main SSD. You will have to replace this one and reinstall Windows if you're going to go that option. But underneath here, this is where the sticky lies, the sticky icky. You can see our RAM, yay! Which would be very easy to upgrade. We're going to go ahead. All right, so we're going to open up our Crucial stick here, and we're going to go ahead and plop it in. It's very simple. We're going to go ahead and line it up with the slots this way. It's the opposite of the other one. Slot in and push down. And make sure it's nice and secure in there. Now we have dual channel memory, good to go. Make sure I put this on the right way. Yes, I do. This is just for thermal transfer. Is it really gonna do a whole lot, especially with this stick having a sticker on it? Not that much, but go ahead and put that back on the way it was. And just like that, we just have to pop the panel back on. We'll boot into Windows and make sure that we do have, 16 gigs to make sure there's no issues here, but you should be good to go.
See if we can get all this back on.
Yep.
Watch the clips fly.
I've had times where I felt like I got it in, but then I was like gaming on it and I pushed down and it clipped in. And I was like, oh wow, I guess I didn't have it all in.
You gamed a little too hard.
Gamed a little too hard. It's looking pretty sealed.
There we go. Yeah, we're sealed.
All right, before we screw everything back in, let's go ahead and boot up Windows real quick. See what we're working with.
Always good to test it, you know?
Yeah, always good to test it. And if you want to be, safe at home, if you had a really big struggle taking that panel off, put it off to the side, you can kind of just let it sit on top of it, and you'll be able to just test it without having to push that all the way back in. But we're fairly confident. We've done this upgrade with the same kit on other Victus laptops, and it works perfectly fine. It might take a minute to boot up because it's going to reset some of the BIOS settings. So don't be alarmed if it takes a while to hit the splash screen, but here we are. We're on the splash screen right now. And we're going to turn this thing from bloatware city, which it still has some bloatware, but it can manage thy bloatware. All right, task manager. And we are currently rocking, wow, look at that. 16 gigs, 4,800 mega transfers per second. Look at that, we got that Windows update, the mega transfers per second.
Look at us, we're at 41% now.
Yep, so there we go. Look at that, we're good to go. Let's go ahead and load up the games we wanted to play and benchmark them. And then we'll also run the games we did test before with 8 gigs to see if there was a noticeable improvement. I bet there will be. Let's get to those benchmarks.
All right, guys, we are playing Warzone on our newly improved HP laptop. We're running the basic preset 1080p with NVIDIA DLSS on performance. So we should be able to get some pretty nice results here. But yeah, I mean, we're using almost 12 gigs of RAM. So as you guys can see, we really needed that RAM upgrade.
Desperately need that RAM upgrade. Hopefully HP watches this, and I mean, I don't think we have that much influence, but it'd be cool if this thing came with even just 12. Like, just a little bit more RAM out of the box would make a big difference.
Yeah, like, just give us one or the other, you know, dual channel or more RAM. Just one of the two, but both would be nice. I'd rather just pay a little extra and just have it come with 16. Can't imagine they saved that much money on RAM, right?
Oh God, third person.
Third person's so weird. Yeah, we're getting high refresh rate here. We're actually matching our monitor refresh rate. It looks good too.
We only ended up paying, after the RAM upgrade, a little over $620. So, I mean, at $624 for this is pretty good.
I was thinking about, I was gonna say basic graphics is like on a smaller screen, it looks high quality, you know?
we can't hear without those.
The laptop audio is pretty decent though. I just, we just don't have it turned all the way up, and it's a little hard to hear directions on speakers.
This is example number, yep, this is why you need headphones.
Yeah, no, headphones would have been a nice little, oh my God, there's a guy there. Oh, Sigma. He gave me a sniper though. Oh my God, where did he just come from?
Oh, what?
Well, he probably did just drop, so he's probably out of the game.
Oh, damn.
I hope.
Bro, oh!
You son of...
There he is!
Is that the same guy? Wow. What
Oh, that thing's got some range.
Dude, that guy had some range. God. Oh my God.
Oh, you got.
I just saw a laser. I saw a laser. Oh. You guys saw me pressing space. Yeah, all right. Well, that's Warzone. High refresh rate experience on basic settings with the RAM upgrade. Unplayable without it. So
let's play some Fortnite. All right, guys, we are now in Fortnite, dropping into Mount Olympus. It actually almost got to the very end of the battle bus before we loaded everything in, but we're getting 100 plus FPS right now, and we're running DX12 performance settings. I'm going to show you guys what we're rocking here. DX12, far view distance, low textures, and we are, playing Fortnite. CPU's at 100% right now. Loading in for the first time, gonna have some stutters, but I imagine with 8000 series Ryzen, which again is not a major uplift over the 7000 series laptops, which wasn't a major uplift over the 6000 series, but I digress. It's still very fast CPU performance and should give us a pretty good frame per second average, which right now it's looking pretty good. Laptop's relatively quiet. I will say it's ramping up kind of aggressively, but temperatures are good, so it's kind of what I was hoping for. And unfortunately, MSI Afterburner was not picking up CPU clock speed and temperature, so that's one downside. I can't really show you guys accurate CPU temperatures, but if we compare it to the Victus that we reviewed recently with 7000 series, we were getting pretty respectable temperature results. Sorry, firewall. All right, what's this upgrade? What we got? Spiked bumper? All right, bad. Enemy! Oh, I missed him. This guy's scared. You should be scared. Anonymous. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Oh, I killed him. Oh no, my car is broken.
Repair it.
I don't even care if I die anymore. This person's driving me crazy. Yeah! But hey, you know what? Fortnite, very playable. Once everything loads in, constant high refresh rate experience on performance settings. Let's go ahead and run those benchmarks again that we ran with 8 gigs, compare it to the 16 gig upgraded version, and I think, again, factoring the price with the RAM upgrade, because on its own, it's not gonna be great for, Yeah! It's not gonna be great for gaming in general. Is that person driving away again? Okay. I still think it's a pretty decent price, but you gotta get it at $599 and the RAM upgrade averaging about, like, in total with everything, $624 for it to be worth it. But yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this video up real quick because I'm about to die.
All right, guys, so we are now $625-ish into this HP Victus, and I would say now it definitely gets the Toasty Bro seal of approval.
It does suck that this laptop out of the box has so many issues because of the limited RAM and all the bloatware installed, but once you upgrade it, which as you saw was not too difficult once you can pry off that back panel, you can get really good results here, especially for the price. Here are some of the benchmarks after the RAM upgrade. When we ran the finals again, we went from getting 40 to 50 FPS on average to 80 to 90 FPS, so sometimes 100. The RAM was really holding us back here. And running Cyberpunk, we ended up getting an average of 76 FPS with a minimum of 65 and a max of 88. And 3D Mark wasn't that big of an improvement, but it was noticeable, 300 points. We ended up going up to 7,969. So all in all, if you do buy this laptop at $599, get the RAM upgrade. Use the links down below. They are affiliate links and they will help us out. To buy this laptop for $599 and upgrade the RAM is still really good price to performance, but I want to hear from you guys. Would you buy this gaming laptop at the current price point with the RAM upgrade? And do you think 16 gigs of RAM should be the standard in these laptops? Let us know down below.
We hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros. Do not forget to like, Sigma, and subscribe.
We'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Yeah, Jonah just did something pretty Ohio.
I was Sigma-ing.
He was Sigma-ing, just like PCBros.tech. You can buy an awesome gaming PC that definitely... Okay, mogbros.tech, PCBros.tech. Yeah, it definitely didn't come from Ohio. Use code ToastyBros on checkout to save 3% of your next purchase.